There we go. Fuck nuts. There we go.
Did you watch the Tenacious D one?
Oh. Well, because I don't know our password.
I swear.
Yeah, my, what did I say to you? Oh, I guess I have to get a fucking Patreon now.
I was like, why don't you just log into our own account?
Shit.
What's up, everybody? My name's Kyle,
Corey?
and welcome to our shorts.
It's been a while.
It's been a spell.
We were both doing things.
Yep.
You were up
I was
north.
I was up north.
And I was up north, just in the wrong area.
You were in.
I was in New York.
You were in New York
For business.
For business. You were whoring yourself out,
Right. Right in downtown Manhattan.
slinging ass. And I was on Mackinac Island in Michigan.
Which is where you got these great hats from.
Yeah, I saw these hats. I'm like, wow, this is gonna be fun. We're gonna wear those on our first video back.
And especially since somebody called us prissy.
Yeah, we got called prissy on what was it, one of the Rammstein videos.
Yeah, so we're going to rename our group now because he made a suggestion.
He did. He was at Beards, Bands, Booze, and Bonnets, I think it was. And I'm like, wow, that guy didn't. I wanted more feedback.
He didn't hold back.
No, he did not. He did not give a shit. We did get a lot of. It was on the Dick Tittin video because we're getting a lot of shit still
About not showing
the ending.
The ending. I know. I get it. Whatever.
We're not prude. We just don't want to put boobies all over our video and have somebody go, "You got boobs."
Yeah, I mean, like, whatever. Okay. So, we did a Bloodywood video.
Yeah.
And it was awesome.
Yeah, it was really good.
And we've had a suggestion to do another one. So, this is...
I don't know if it's Gaddaar or Gaddaar. It's Gaddaar. Gaddaar. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Yes, it's Gaddaar.
So, but that's the name of the tune. We watched about 10 seconds of it, and we're like, "Yep, we're doing this."
I gotta get the volume.
Such a priss.
I know. That's where we have pink cups.
Yeah, I know. I wish I remembered that guy's YouTube name.
You can give him credit for it.
Give him credit for
Ass
it,
hat.
but I don't give a shit.
All right, ready? Let's do this.
Yeah.
Like I says, heavy political commentary, and then they go, "We don't really subscribe to either side."
Yeah. He's sticking some boobies.
A lot of people that watched our first one and said this is their favorite one.
This song, nice.
I see us turning to fate turning to hate turning to votes turning to notes. Blacker kind of black money with the antidote. Best kind of bloody, yeah, we're bringing the hope. You gotta walk the rope up on your block provoked. And what you're not sure you wanna gotta block the boat. Where you at? I don't need no gun. I bring the fire and the fury of the third world, son. Transforming for shame. Transforming for the game. What don't get from me? I'm control the time again. Turn on my life. And what you're not sure you wanna gotta block the boat.
So I really like the message at the very beginning. I don't know if you saw where they were talking about using faith for votes.
Yeah.
And well, faith for hate, and then using faith for votes, and
then votes for notes.
Yeah, and I think that's
as in banknotes.
Shut up.
Money.
I think that's honestly what's happening here in the U.S., where faith is being, weaponized.
That wasn't the word I was going for, but yeah, I would agree with that.
I mean, it is. It is. I mean, regardless of your beliefs, we are in an era where far right Christian fundamentalists
They are abusing the faith of the populace to gate votes and to get and it's just disgusting.
It is,
in my personal opinion. And
again, these are our opinions.
Yeah.
Right, and you can hate them, and that's fine.
Yeah. But we're not going to change our opinions.
Yeah.
So.
And this is coming from somebody who's a devout Catholic. So they are. I mean, it is, and it's unfortunate because I watched the pastor the other day who's supposed to be a Christian. And he said that homosexuals should be tried for whatever treason or whatever because of their lifestyle, and then lined up against the wall and shot in the back of the head.
Holy shit!
Now this is something that he was preaching from the pulpit, from a supposed Christian church, and you have these people out there like Greg Locke and Copeland, I thought it was his name, Copeland or whatever, that are just using prosperity gospel to preach, give us your money, and by giving us your money, then you will become rich and you will become famous.
Yeah.
And it's all because you gave your money to God, and then they're preaching from the pulpit politically, right? So which there's a big divide in the country on separation of the church and state, which rightfully so wasn't technically the separation of church and state. That verbiage was not in the Constitution; it was in the letter from Jefferson. But in the First Amendment, it states that we will make no rule on faith. So I all of that being said.
Yeah,
I think it's relevant to what's going on now, and I don't even know how old this song is.
Well, it's funny because it's not funny, but like the message is, I think it's very uncomfortable for people to hear, and that's the right message. It should make you uncomfortable. It should make you feel bad because it's terrible, and it is happening.
You can't deny it's happening. And for people that do deny that it's happening. And they're blinded, and they're watching one channel, and I don't mean channel as in like television. I mean they're just turned into very, very tunnel vision. So, yeah,
cool.
Like how the drummer's just like,
yeah.
Slow clap the crap, they call him governance. More than a rap man, we're reforming governments. Full on attack, man, get with the plan. We're here to pull apart the politicians and the God plan. Yeah, we're saying, but we're saying nothing new. We're just saying you better do the shit you say you're gonna do. None of that fake shit, WWE, cause you know we keep it real like the UFC.
That's great.
Yeah.
For my votes, I have received nothing but betrayal.
Yeah.
Do what you say you're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, politicians will say, regardless, again.
It doesn't matter what party it is. Everybody does it. Everybody makes promises, regardless of what party you're on. And every single time they're going to break the promise. It's just because it's unrealistic for them to make those types of promises, for them to actually fulfill them. And we know why they do it. They do it to get votes. And that's the way it is. They do it to gain trust in the people. And then when they don't come through, there you have the people that are pissed off and betrayed. You have the people that are like still hoping for it to happen. And you have the people like, well, it's not affecting my day-to-day. I don't give a shit.
Yeah. The more like libertarian view.
Yeah.
You're 100% right. It's and again, what's interesting is when you said it's both sides, it is like whether you were a supporter of Trump, right? Yeah. And he was like, I'm going to build a wall. He can make the promise all day long, but he's dependent upon Congress and everybody else for that money to do that. So, you can be one of those people like, he didn't do what he said he's going to do. Well, he told you what he wanted to do because he wanted to get elected. And the same thing on the left side. You can be like, we're going to we're going to codify Roe versus Wade, and then it doesn't get codified.
Whoops.
Right? Yeah, I've had 40 years to do that. We didn't do it. So, again, it's politicians are politicians, and unfortunately, this music, while I think is amazing and it has a message, I don't necessarily know that it does anything, because you can say, well, we need people to get out there and vote. Well, why? Because the message is, whether I vote for person A or person B, they're going to tell me something that's not realistically going to happen.
Well, what is it? The pulse that South Park has on everything. And I know that you watched South Park a lot when it came out.
Way back in the day.
And you really haven't watched it too much
No.
at all recently. And I, was like trying to get you back into it. But there's an episode of South Park that I think is just applicable no matter what party, no matter what election. You're electing a giant douche or a turd sandwich.
Yeah. I mean, it's right.
It's a shit show no matter what, because it is not dependent on one man or one woman. It's not.
I mean, and I think that's the great thing about the U.S. is that we're not dependent on one man or one woman.
Right. We don't have a dictator.
We're not an authoritarian. Other people want to be that way, but we're not an authoritarianism, and so we have to understand that going into an election that this may be what the politician wants to do, but they are dependent upon. They can put a bill out there, but they're dependent on the majority of a House and Senate or whatever to vote on that and say yay or nay, and then depending on it not being vetoed. So
yeah. Well, I do have something to say about the music.
Okay. Do you want to wait to the end of it? Or you
No.
Okay.
I can do it because it just made me think of it right here. And one thing I really, really like about this band in particular, and that's again, it's the only the second song that we've ever heard. I really appreciate how because they have a formula, and again, this is only the second song I've heard. So, and I may be wrong because we did the Rammstein formula, and then
we're going to review
a Rammstein song that does not have that formula. So this is based off of the second list or the second song we've listened to, but I really appreciate how we have the guy he's rapping in English. And the other guy who is shouting or screaming, and I'm not sure what language. I know that
Hindi probably.
Is it okay? So I know it's Indian folk metal, but I'm not sure.
I think he even says at the beginning, "I'll greet you in Hindi."
Yeah. So the music and the tone of when the guy's rapping in English is very much like aggressive English style. And I have nothing else to compare it to.
All right.
But when he is doing it, like especially in this last part, you can hear the traditional instruments from India and stuff that. And I think that's awesome how that has that kind of blend of it. And I really, really dig that.
And maybe they do it purposely.
Well, I'm sure
I have
that
a message
do.
for you, and for our English fans, it's probably gonna be best to get this across to you and something you'll understand because you're a bunch of morons.
I fucking love this band right now. I really do.
Yeah, he's already looking for the album, and it hasn't come out.
Hasn't come out yet. It either comes out this month, like later this month, or the beginning of next month. I think.
This is a band I think could drive an entire podcast.
Oh,
like
absolutely.
An entire podcast. Like we're already how long in?
13 and a half minutes.
15 minutes in, and we're not even halfway through the song yet.
मजा आया
Gaddaar.
I guess that means traitor, maybe.
Yeah, it's yeah. Badass.
Yeah. That traditional Bali come in.
They did something similar in the last song.
Yeah, they did.
Singing in the background.
Got me real wild like a Mustang. Untamed, ain't the player in the game. Burning down and building up.
Oh, that was awesome. Hate the player and the game. Nice. It's off of the album. Nice. There you go. That's not here.
So
Cool.
again, what was interesting was somebody was like, what was the last song we did? Can't remember the name of the song yet. Donna Don. What
Yeah,
we've done
yeah,
again.
yeah.
They were like, oh, their other music's not as hard as this one. I'm like, this is their hardest song. I was like,
This is from the same album.
yeah, I'm like, that was pretty hard.
Yeah. I'm absolutely getting this album when it comes out.
Have you introduced your brother to it yet?
No. I want, every time I think about it, I forget because I'm like in the middle of something, but no.
Matt, if you're watching this is a
yeah.
band for you.
Yeah.
You see that Rage performed again?
Yeah, I saw
live
that.
show?
Yeah.
And people coming out was like, I didn't realize that Rage was a political band. I was like, then you haven't been a fan of Rage ever then. Like, have you listened to any of their music? It's interesting. Things I would ask this band, right? Or bands like this. Like, obviously you have a message, and the message is a good message. In my opinion, it's a great message. But, let's take U.S. politics because that's what we can speak to.
Right.
So what do we do? I mean, do we take the lesser of the two evils, right? You have a candidate who leans more fascist or communist or whatever
Right.
they were talking about here, and one that doesn't. They both are shit shows, but do you just say, listen, I'm just going to vote for the least, or I'm not going to vote at all? Or, I mean, at one point you can stand up, but, it's going to happen one way or the other.
It's going to happen no matter what.
So it's almost like, listen, we can complain about the candidates. And I know people that don't vote at all.
I know.
That they don't vote at all.
No.
And they don't vote for two reasons when I ask them, here are the two reasons. One, I'm not as informed as I should be, and I don't feel comfortable. And the second one is my vote doesn't matter anyway. And so,
But if you have a ton of people saying that same thing, it's going to matter.
it's going to matter.
Right.
But I think those people think that the elections are rigged anyway, and I don't want to start spouting that nonsense. But I mean, I think that's how they feel. Is like it doesn't matter anyway because, I may vote and then the majority doesn't vote the way I do, and the electoral college choose the way that the majority does, and whatever it is.
Yeah.
But you have to say, listen, at least at that point, what I say to those people is like, if you don't vote, I don't want to hear you complain.
Exactly.
I don't want to hear you bitch and complain.
No, of course, they don't have a right to.
Yeah.
You do not have a right to complain if you're not contributing, period. It's just like, and this is it's polar opposite, but it's like you get a bunch of friends over here and we're all ordering pizza. Everybody chips in except for the one guy, and that one guy bitches about the pizza.
Yeah.
Fuck you. You didn't pay.
Yeah, you didn't pay.
You didn't throw in on this, bitch.
Yeah, don't
It's the
complain.
same fucking thing. If you did not contribute, if you didn't vote, you have zero right to complain. I don't care if I piss people off when I say that. It's true.
Yeah. I mean, without getting into our political
Fix it.
views, and I think that people have watched us kind of
They
know
can figure it
they can
out.
figure it out. But I appreciate bands that this is their niche.
Oh, yeah.
This is their niche.
Yeah.
They are not shy about it. They don't try to shy away with it. And I keep going back to Rage Against the Machine and even Rammstein. Like, that's their niche. Well, Rammstein actually, I think that they can switch back and forth.
Yeah.
But they can get very political, and they do it in such a great way.
Yeah, they're very creative. Like, I mean, and we can talk about this when we review the Rammstein video, but like, I never gave them a real chance.
I didn't either.
But I told you today, I got 2 records coming in today. Their first album, 25th anniversary, and their newest album. And I'm really excited about the new album. I really am.
If any of our fans out there want to send us this album from Bloodywood, that would be fantastic. Vinyl.
Yes.
Like,
Vinyl.
we're really looking for it on vinyl. So it's hard for us to find it.
Yes.
Be awesome.
That'd be exciting.
I don't know how you can do that. Like, I'm not giving out my address, but
I'll give it out.
don't give out my address.
Sending drones in here,
All right.
leaving bags of dog shit in a flaming bag.
I know, right?
Awesome. Let's wrap this up.
Let's wrap it up. I mean, because we could go all day long with this one.
Because we haven't seen each other in a while, which is adorable.
Two, we haven't done a full podcast in a while either.
Right.
But two, this is the type of music that can get you talking and things. So I appreciate that.
Yeah.
If there's any other Bloodywood, this is the one that we got recommended. They were like, please go watch this
more
one.
because we are digging what they're doing. So.
Yeah, and I don't want to start diving into them without recommendations.
Exactly.
Like, because then it's not that I would get tired, but I'm like, oh, I've seen that one before.
Yeah, exactly.
I would be surprised.
Yeah,
like,
and
when I see
it's actually difficult for me to not watch stuff that we're getting into recently, like, because I do want that. Exactly like how you said, I want to be surprised. I do want that. So it's a neat thing we got going on.
Awesome.
Anyway, but thanks for joining our shorts. My name's Kyle.
It's Corey.
Peace.